Yes, my friends, the Denver Broncos just made a move that has fans excited, a major re-signing that strengthens the roster and sets the stage for a powerhouse season. But that's not all. The Broncos also dodged what could have been a franchise-altering mistake, one that many other teams may regret in the near future. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Before you go any further, make sure you've hit the like button if you're a true Denver Broncos fan and your heart bleeds orange and blue. If possible, write something like this: "Go Broncos! I want to see you in the Super Bowl." Now for the news. First, let's talk about Michael Burton. If you're a big-mouthed football fan, you're going to love this. Sean Payton, one of the few remaining coaches in the NFL who still values the fullback position, has made sure the Broncos retain one of the best in the game. Burton's chemistry with Bo Nix, yes, the same Bo Nix who's been turning heads, is undeniable. If you've watched training clips, you've seen it for yourself. Fans lucky enough to be at training saw just how electrifying this duo was, and now it's official. Burton is staying in Denver. Remember last season when the Broncos ran all over the Carolina Panthers? That dominant performance included one of the most memorable plays of the year: Courtland Sutton throwing a dime to none other than Burton for a huge gain. Plays like that don't happen by accident. Burton is more than just a short yardage bruiser. He's a versatile weapon that gives this offense an edge. Whether it's in traditional I formation sets or innovative wrinkles Sean Payton throws in, Burton's role in this offense is set to expand. And let's not forget his history. Chiefs fans, yes, those Chiefs fans, still talk about how Burton bulldozed defenders in Kansas City before coming to Denver. He's the kind of player who thrives in crucial moments, someone who refuses to go down on first contact. When you've got a fullback like that, who already has established trust with your quarterback and running backs, you don't let him walk. Denver knew that and acted accordingly. Now let's get into the bullet the Broncos dodged, one that could have set them back significantly. The name Stefon Diggs had been swirling around Denver as a possible addition. Some fans wanted him. Some analysts thought he'd be a great fit. But if you look at what just happened with his deal in New England, it's clear that Denver made the right call by staying away. Diggs landed a massive 3-year, $69 million deal with the Patriots, with a staggering $26 million in guaranteed money. That's more than Courtland Sutton is making right now. Think about that for a second. Denver could have thrown a fortune at an aging wide receiver coming off an injury, but instead, they stayed patient. And it's not just the money. There's an even bigger issue. Diggs isn't exactly known for keeping a low profile. His tenure in Buffalo was filled with tension. He held out, he created distractions, and at one point, the Bills literally dismissed him from team facilities. That's not speculation, it happened. And even though Buffalo still needs a wide receiver, they didn't even consider bringing him back. That says a lot. If a team desperate for weapons doesn't want to touch a player, that's a major red flag. Imagine bringing that kind of energy into a young Broncos locker room that's finally building something special under Sean Payton. The culture in Denver is shifting. There's a focus on grit, resilience, and team-first mentality. Diggs has shown time and time again that he wants to be the center of attention. That doesn't work here. And with his injury history, there was no way the Broncos should have handed him a deal like that. Thankfully, they didn't. Instead, Denver is investing in its young core. Advanced analytics show just how promising these young playmakers are. Rookie receiver Devin V had one of the best EPA, expected points added, performances in the league last year among players with 75 targets. That's elite company. And the best part? He's just getting started. This offense is already proving that it doesn't need an overpaid veteran to come in and soak up targets. The pieces are already in place.
And speaking of building for the future, let's talk about Sean Payton. There's been plenty of talk about whether players actually like playing for him. Some have tried to paint him as a coach that guys want to leave. But if you actually listen to what former Broncos players are saying, you get a very different story. Take Javonte Williams, for example. He had every reason to be bitter. He was drafted by the Broncos, gave everything to this team, suffered a devastating injury, and then didn't even get an offer to stay. Now, he's in Dallas. He has no reason to say anything positive about Sean Payton. And yet, in a recent interview, Williams praised Payton for the toughness and grit he instills in his players. He said that playing under Payton teaches you to get up when you get knocked down, to fight, to push through adversity. That's coming from a guy who had every reason to bash the Broncos on his way out. Instead, he's showing respect for the culture Payton is building, and the numbers back it up. Last year, Denver was projected to win just 5.5 games. This year, ESPN's over-under has jumped to 9.5. That's a massive shift, and honestly, it still feels low. This team has the talent, the coaching, and the culture to be a 10-win squad. That's not wishful thinking, it's the new standard. Look at the AFC West. The Chargers, they're missing explosive playmakers. They got exposed in the playoffs when Justin Herbert threw multiple interceptions. And let's not forget, The Broncos should have beaten them twice last year. If Patrick Surtain had played the entire first game, it would have been a different story. If Riley Moss had been fully healthy in the second game, the Broncos wouldn't have let the Chargers steal that win. Those details matter. This year, Denver is ready to take those games. So let's wrap this up. The Broncos made a brilliant move by keeping Michael Burton, a player who fits Sean Payton's system perfectly. They also avoided a potential disaster by not overpaying for an aging, injury-prone wide receiver with locker room baggage. And on top of that, the culture shift under Payton is undeniable. The players know it. The analysts are starting to realize it, and the rest of the league is about to find out. But now, I want to hear from you. Are you excited about the direction this team is heading? Do you think Denver can hit 10 wins this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's talk about it. Broncos country, the future is looking bright. And here's the thing, what's happening in Denver right now isn't just about this season. This is about the next 5 years. The foundation is being laid for something that could finally return the Broncos to championship contention. But to fully understand what's happening, you have to look beyond the stat sheets and highlight reels. You have to see the strategy behind every move. Take the draft, for example. A lot of fans had their doubts when Denver picked Bo Nix in the first round. Some people wanted J.J. McCarthy. Others thought the team should have traded down for more picks. But now that training camp is underway, it's becoming obvious why Sean Payton made that call. Nix isn't just playing well, he's commanding the offense in a way that very few rookies do. There's a video making the rounds from minicamp where Nix reads the defense pre-snap, audibles at the line, and then delivers a perfect strike downfield to Courtland Sutton in double coverage. That's not normal for a rookie. And if you've been following Payton's coaching career, you know exactly why he values that skill set so much. Look back at his time with the Saints. When Drew Brees was at his best, it wasn't because he had the strongest arm in the league. It wasn't because he was the fastest guy on the field. It was because he could diagnose a defense before the ball was even snapped. That's what made New Orleans' offense so dangerous for over a decade. And that's exactly what Payton is building in Denver right now. Bo Nix has already shown that he has that football IQ. He's processing the game at an elite level for a rookie. That's why Sean Payton targeted him. That's why he wasn't willing to risk waiting until the second round. And that's why, despite what some national analysts are saying, Bo Nix could be the best quarterback from this draft class when we look back 5 years from now. But the success of this team isn't just about Nix. It's about the pieces around him. And that's where this front office deserves a ton of credit. Instead of making flashy, reckless signings, they're investing in long-term stability. So the question now is simple. Are you ready for what's coming? Because the rest of the league isn't. The Broncos have been overlooked for too long. They've been dismissed by analysts, written off by opposing teams, and counted out by people who aren't paying attention. But all of that is about to change. And I want to know what you think. Do you believe in what Sean Payton is building? Is this the year the Broncos finally turn the corner? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Because something special is happening in Denver, and you're not going to want to miss it.